Can we all just take a second and drink in this room? I mean, is this incredible or what? This is the third event we've had here, and we've got another one on Thursday, but this is the first time we've ever had awards night here, and it really is an amazing moment, I think, for our school. So let's give it up for everybody. I'm going to start by thanking a whole bunch of people, but first and foremost, I want to thank our Board of Trustees member, Joyce D'Alessandro, who's joining us for tonight, who helped make this room possible. I want to thank you all so much for coming out tonight to help us celebrate our incredible students. This is a very busy time of year for our families and for the school, so I'm grateful that you all take a moment to pause and appreciate the talents of our Falcons. I'm incredibly proud of this school, sometimes to the point of getting overly emotional, which I may do tonight, warning in advance. And I think you're going to get a sense of what it means tonight when we say we are TP. You will get a deeper sense of the opportunities our teachers create for our students, and you'll get a sense of the depth of our diversity. The students who will be on stage tonight demonstrate the best of Torrey Pines, but they represent so much more than GPAs, test scores, or transcripts. You will see artists, community volunteers, engineers, designers, writers, and leaders. Our Falcons have been changing the world for more than 4 decades. And I'm confident that this group tonight is going to carry on that tradition. Yes, I'm looking at you guys. Before we begin, can we please give a round of applause to all the students who are celebrating here tonight. I also want to thank our teachers, coaches, advisors, and all the staff for their support of our Falcons. We are very fortunate to have such talented educators working with your students. Please give everyone who works at Torrey Pines a huge round of applause for their hard work. I've managed to do the whole thing without my glasses. The 14 size font really works. Yeah, thank you. That was good. Thanks for the backup there, I appreciate it. Finally, I want to thank our counselors for their hard work to organize tonight's event. It's not easy to support the academic and social-emotional needs of our students every day, and then still find time to plan an event like this. In particular, I need to thank Counselor Natalie Stewart, who led the work on awards night. Please give her a huge round of applause. A quick side note, and yes, if you give me a stage and a mic, I will stay here for a long time, but Natalie knows how important this event is to me, and I had worked on it for many years, and I kind of punted it to her last year, and she was like, seriously? And really led the charge to make tonight even more special than it's ever been, so I really just want to personally thank her for all her work tonight. And now, to get me off the stage and start our event so we can start celebrating our students, and to kick off our awards, I would like to introduce our Assistant Principal, Rebecca Gallen.
Thank you, Mr. Coco. Good evening and welcome to Torrey Pines High School Awards Night. Thank you for being a part of tonight's ceremony and honoring our students and their success. In the first portion of our awards night will include student recognition and scholarships presented by community groups and local organizations. We will then present our department awards to students who are being recognized for their outstanding efforts in their courses. The evening will then conclude with our Torrey Pines Golden Falcon Award. For all award recipients, please begin walking, you guys are going to come this way, to the stage as soon as you hear your name called, and proceed up the stairs to my right. For all presenters who will be coming to the stage this evening, please proceed as well up and onwards prior when you're presenting. To kick off the scholarship awards portion of the evening, we would like to welcome Torrey Pines High School Counselor Jennifer Magruder, presenting on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club of America Postal Scholarship.
Good evening. I would like to welcome Jasmine Lara, Diana Hernandez Conde, Gabby Conde to join me on stage. The Leonard and Edith Polster Scholarship is awarded annually to graduating high school seniors who plan to continue their education at a four-year college or university, a community college, or trade technical school. Preference is given to applicants in North San Diego County high schools, with emphasis being given to students applying to California public universities, community colleges, and vocational schools. I am pleased to announce that this year's recipients of the Polster Scholarship are Jasmine Lara, Diana Hernandez Conde, and Gabby Conde.
Now, please join me in welcoming Tony Zurcher to present the Coastal Community Foundation Scholarships.
I would like to welcome Natalie Nguyen to the stage. Please join me. This scholarship was created in 2001 to honor Mr. Barrier, who retired after nearly 30 years as the superintendent of San Diego Union High School District. Each year, scholarships are awarded to graduating seniors from the district who will enter the field of education. I'm proud to announce that this year's recipient of the Bill Barrier Scholarship is Natalie Nguyen.
Next, please join me in welcoming Katherine Dixon to present the Daughters of the American Revolution Youth Good Citizenship Award.
The Daughters of the American Revolution, we just go by DAR. The DAR is a volunteer women's service organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for children. Members are all direct descendants of patriots who supported the cause for independence in the Revolutionary War. Some patriots were soldiers, some spies, writers, news editors. Some provided supplies for the revolution, you name it. It took a village, so to speak, to gain our independence. They were not just a bunch of straight, white Protestant men, but Afro-Americans, Jewish, young and old, undoubtedly some LGBT, and lots of women. When Massachusetts Minutemen were marching to rise against the British in April 1775, the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere deal, the British thought they would seize an ammunition store, but the Minutemen met them at Lexington and at the bridge at Concord. And then the fight was on. But left at home, Prudence Wright and 30 other women organized a female militia. They dubbed themselves the Minute Women. Dressed as men, they shouldered muskets and pitchforks and marched to the Jewett Bridge. There they captured several British soldiers and intercepted vital dispatches regarding troop movements. They were bold, they were courageous. The teachers and staff of Torrey Pines have selected a student who is bold, who is courageous, and has the qualities of honor, leadership, patriotism, and service. It's my pleasure to present the Youth Citizenship Award to Haley Keller.
Next, let's please welcome Torrey Pines Counselor Julianne Velasco to present the Girls State Scholarship Award recipients.
Good evening. Unlike Mr. Copo, I will need these glasses these days. Okay, I would like to welcome Megan Sparrow and Beatriz de Oliveira join me on stage, please. The American Legion Auxiliary is the world's largest women's patriotic service organization. Girls State is a nonpartisan program that selects young women with accomplishments in leadership, academics, the arts, athletics, and community service. Please join me in congratulating Delegate Megan Sparrow and alternate Delegate Beatriz de Oliveira as our 2019 participants in the Girls State program. Congratulations.
Next, let's have a big welcome to Counselor Chanel Larry to present the Global Leadership Connection Awards.
Good evening. I would like Ben Jackal, Matthew Myram, Stella Chung, and Connor Jabbar to please join me on stage. Over 200 leaders from the 9 San Diego area high schools were nominated by their schools to participate in the 2-day Global Leadership Connection Conference, co-sponsored with the University of San Diego. Each student, after submitting an application, including a written essay, received an individual and group interview by business leaders and the USD admissions. I am proud to present our 4 winners who are earning the GLC Ambassador Scholarship: Ben Jackal, Matthew Myram, Stella Chung, and Connor Jabbar.
Next, we have the Torrey Pines High School counselors to present our Invest in the Future Awards. Over the past 4 years, these students have demonstrated positive qualities and traits that stand out to their counselors, ranging from resilience to selflessness, from a strong work ethic to a humble nature. Counselors are excited to recognize these deserving and motivated young men and women by investing in their futures. And now to present those awards are our wonderful counselors.
I'm Chanel Larry, and I would like to present my Invest in the Future Scholarship to Maddie Lim.
I'm Natalie Seward, and I would like to present my Invest in the Future Award to Kevin Caballero. On behalf of Sally Gervasini, she would like to present her Invest in the Future Award to Islam Stringfellow.
Hi again, I'm Jen Magruder, and I'm investing in the future of Keon Roshan.
I'm Tony Zurcher, and I would like to present my Invest in the Future scholarship to Ashley Montez.
I am Julianne Velasco, and I would like to present my Invest in the Future Scholarship Award to Jensen Gutzwiller.
to welcome the Executive Director of the Torrey Pines High School Foundation, Zephyr Fletcher, to present the James Tedrow Gaunt College Scholarship.
Hi, everyone. The James Tedrow Gaunt Scholarship is a memorial that was set up celebrating the life of James Tedrow Gaunt. He happened to be a personal friend of mine, and I would like to present this to Alice Yang and Riley Sullivan. Will you please come up? Jimmy, as he was called, attended Torrey Pines in 2002 and graduated then with a 4.65 GPA. He was a senior class president, played 4 years of football, 3 years of track and field, and was voted homecoming prince and the nicest guys by his peers. He was an AP scholar, a boys state finalist, National Honor Society member, recipient of the Dartmouth Book Award, the Golden Falcon Award, and the prestigious trustee scholarship to the University of Southern California. Jimmy graduated Pi Beta Kappa from USC in 2006, spending the summer after his freshman year studying in Madrid, and his senior year in London and Queen's College on the Gold Family Scholarship awarded to top USC trustee scholars. He was a member of the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity and was fluent in Spanish. Jimmy majored in English literature and was a prolific reader, inspired by Shakespeare, D.H. Lawrence, and James Joyce, among countless others. Jimmy's infallible talent as a writer was only outmatched by his sense and desire to create. At the time of Jimmy's death in 2008, he had just completed his 4th screenplay titled, Now is the Time. As well as screenplays, Jimmy has a passion for theater, both as an actor and in penning 3 plays, 2 of which were produced in stage. For the play he wrote that was performed by members of the USC Theater Department, Jimmy saw fit that the tenor saxophone play in the orchestra to represent the unconscious of its central character, as Jimmy had more than 8 years of saxophone training and experience himself. No one was as bright and as talented and as kind and genuine as Jimmy. So I'm very happy to present this award to both Alice Yang and Riley Sullivan.
Up next, I'd like to welcome Mega Scholarship Representative Jan Weir to present the Mega Scholarships.
I'd like to call up the following wonderful students. Jessica Belton, Justin Buzella, Sebastian Carpenter, Hilda Gabby Conde, Joanna Conde, Jasmine Lara, Marianne Medina, Wendy Mendoza, Louise Roca, and Ruby Wexler. The Mexican American Education Guidance Association is a local, nonprofit, all-volunteer foundation which raises money to award scholarships to Latino graduates of the San Diego Union High School District. Thanks to the generosity of donors in our community, MEGA is able to help students pursue their dreams of a college education. The MEGA Board of Directors and the MEGA donors are pleased to congratulate these students up here, well deserving.
introduce the Greater San Diego Resource Conservation District Board Member, Jordan Gaskin, to present the RCD 2019 Conservation Scholarship.
Good evening. If I can get Angela Liu to join me on stage, please. Most people have never heard of the Resource Conservation District, but there are over 100 in the state of California, and they've been in existence since 1938. RCDs address a wide variety of conservation issues, such as forest management, water and air quality, wildlife habitat restoration, soil erosion control, conservation education, and much more. For the last 30 years, the Resource Conservation District of Greater San Diego County has offered annual scholarships to encourage students interested in conservation, agriculture, environmental science, natural resources, or biology to attend college and pursue careers in resource conservation or agriculture. Applicants are judged on their written essays, academic achievements, and involvement in agricultural or conservation-related activities. This year, we are proud to award the Conservation Scholarship to one outstanding student, Angela Liu. Our scholarship committee was very impressed by her enthusiasm for the environment and water quality, and will surely develop as she pursues higher education in the field of environmental science. Our scholarship committee was also extremely impressed with Angela's extraordinary community service commitment. Her love for oceanography and interest in conservation are inspirational and will serve her well as she seeks further education. So thank you very much.
Please join me in welcoming back the Executive Director of the TPHS Foundation, Zephyr Fletcher, to present the TPHS Foundation Award.
Hi everyone again. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy in which the main goal of a leader is to serve. This is different from traditional leadership, where the leader's main focus is the thriving of their company or organizations. A servant leader shares power and puts the needs of its employees first and helps people develop and perform as highly as possible. Instead of the people working to serve the leader exists to serve the people. This year I'm very happy to announce 2 leaders that we have chosen for the Leadership Award, where we recognize leadership and contributions of these certain students that go above and beyond serving the students on this campus. First one is presented to Colin Boothman. Very briefly, I wanted to recognize Colin because he had volunteer leadership in our office. He not only wrote editorials on challenge days and many articles for the newspapers, the local newspapers, he bravely spoke at our parent coffee day and represented the seniors' activities for ASB in front of many parents. He also helped deliver 110 grants to the teachers on campus this year, and his smile always lit up our office whenever he walked in, so thank you very much for that. Adversity, and he put on one of the most amazing events that we had this year, and it was called the Coach C Walk, and it raised over $10,000, and this wouldn't have happened without his leadership. So I thank you again. There was over 250 participants, and this is going to be a tradition of Torrey Pines for years to come. Thank you very much.
I am pleased to introduce Mr. Philip Albert, Air Force Academy Admissions Liaison Officer, to present our next award.
Let me call up Spencer Adam, Mackenzie Steiner, and Shad Bruce. Hello, everyone. My name is Phil Alford. By the way, I'm very happy that Torrey Pines recognized to have the Air Force Academy, the best of the military academies, present first. I am a civilian Air Force Academy admissions liaison officer. I sat here in 2004 as a parent of a TPHS grad, now 15 years later, Major David Alford, an Air Force pilot. It is my distinct pleasure today to represent the U.S. Air Force and my privilege to present appointments to the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. What is really unique and special this evening is that we have 3 deserving Falcons. Cannot remember a time. We've had one, and usually one a year, but 3 in 1 year is really extraordinary. These young people are getting these appointments, which are equivalent to a 4-year full-ride scholarship at a top-tier university. Appointments to the Air Force Academy are extremely competitive, with more than 10,000 students applying each year. Applicants must not only excel in academics, athletics, leadership, and service, they must also secure a nomination from a member of Congress, the Vice President, or even the President. The Air Force Academy accepts only the best of the best. This year, of over the 10,000 applicants, only 1,150 were appointed to enter the Academy. So you can see how truly outstanding these young people are. These students will join the long blue line of becoming outstanding leaders of character in the world's greatest Air Force. To develop as leaders, cadets take part in a wide variety of programs, including flying aircraft, free fall, parachuting, competitive athletics, military training, and foreign exchange programs around the world. At the same time, they will attend classes ranging from aeronautical and electrical engineering to history and political science. At the end of 4 years, they will have earned a Bachelor of Science in their choice from 27 majors and will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the Air Force. For graduating cadets, the end of school is only the beginning of their adventure. They will take skills and knowledge they developed at the Academy and will serve in one of 38 Air Force officer career fields for the next 5 years or longer if they so choose. They continue to develop leadership and professional expertise for as long as they serve as Air Force officers. Graduates of the Air Force Academy have gone on to be Rhodes Scholars, titans of industry, politicians, generals, heroes, athletes, and astronauts. I can't wait to see what great things they will do. So congratulations to you and your parents who, without their support, you would not have achieved this level of success. So without further ado, on behalf of the President of the United States, Shad Bruce, Spencer Adams, and Mackenzie Steiner are hereby appointed as cadets in the U.S. Air Force Academy class of 2023. Sink Navy, beat Army.
I'd now like to introduce Commander Paul J. Gallagher, representing the United States Naval Academy.
It's so easy to follow him. You know, the Air Force, they just like to talk and talk and talk. So, good evening. My name is Paul Gallagher. I'm a 1989 graduate of Naval Academy and the Naval Academy Blue and Gold officer for Torrey Pines High School and a lot of the other North County schools. As a graduate of the Academy, it's my distinct pleasure to have the opportunity today to recognize a significant honor for Sophia Byer. Sophia, having earned receiving an appointment to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. This year, Sophia was one of about 16,000 applicants, as opposed to Air Force, which was only about 11,000. From throughout the nation, who applied for one of approximately 1,200 seats at the Naval Academy's class of 2023. The admissions process is unique and requires each student to apply for and receive a nomination, most commonly from their congressman, congressperson, or senator, complete with thorough medical exam, and successfully pass a physical fitness evaluation in addition to usual submission of transcripts, recommendations, essays, any kind of letter of recommendations, parents begging, anything that you can possibly do to try to get into the service academy. Screening is thorough with a focus on well-rounded individuals who have demonstrated leadership potential and a willingness to accept responsibility, as well as outstanding academic credentials. An appointment to the academy is equivalent to a full 4-year scholarship, including tuition, room, board, medical, dental, monthly midshipman stipend, so you get paid while you're there. The value sometimes is around, guesstimated around $250,000 scholarship. After completing the 4-year curriculum at the Naval Academy, students receive a BS, a Bachelor of Science degree, in one of 25 majors, and earn a commission as an officer in the United States Navy or the United States Marine Corps. Torrey Pines should be very proud of Sophia's achievements. On behalf of the Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, it's my pleasure to present the certificate of appointment to Sophia as a member of the Naval Academy's class of 2023. We'll just say go Navy.
Next, I am excited to welcome Navy ROTC Representative Chief Little to present the Navy ROTC Scholarship.
Can Connor Brashears come to the stage, please? Every year, the Navy ROTC awards a 4-year scholarship to those extraordinary students throughout the country, recognizing academic excellence, professional development, leadership on campus and in their communities. Not only does the Navy ROTC provide a free education for these students, but is designed to train them to become future officers in the United States Navy. The commander of Naval Service Training Command takes great pleasure in presenting this $200,000 scholarship to attend Boston University to Connor Brashears.
Community Award will be presented by Lieutenant Colonel Mike Nagowski and Sergeant First Class Kasota, presenting on behalf of the United States Military Academy, West Point.
Thank you. Willie Zhang and Emma Richard Smith, please join us. I disagree with our gentleman from the Air Force Academy. I believe we saved the best for last. And I'm here with our First Class Kasota of the Kearny Mesa Recruiting Company, Kearny Mesa Recruiting Station, San Diego Recruiting Company, to recognize 2 Torrey Pines High School seniors who will soon be joining the long gray line of the United States Military Academy. And as a graduate of the West Point class in 1997, I can tell you this is a great honor, and this is a great school, because to have 6 students attending Navy, Air Force, and Army in one class, that truly is exceptional. It's not something I saw my 3 years working as an admissions officer at the United States Military Academy from 2006 to 2009. So the teachers and faculty, you're doing a great job. And students, you're doing an excellent job. The mission of the United States Military Academy at West Point is clear: to educate, train, and inspire the Corps of Cadets so that each graduate is a commissioned leader of character, committed to the values of duty on our country, and prepared for a career of professional excellence and service to the nation as an officer in the United States Army. Those who are accepted to attend West Point will spend 4 exceptionally challenging years at a beautiful, historic, and demanding place, This is unquestionably the world's premier leader development institution, a place that has produced such famous leaders as Dwight Eisenhower, Douglas MacArthur, Ulysses S. Grant, George Patton, Omar Bradley, and Norman Schwarzkopf. While completing a challenging academic program, West Point cadets also undergo rigorous and mandatory physical training, leader development training, and ethics training. To develop within them those attributes essential become a commissioned leader of character to serve our Army and our nation. As West Point graduates, Emma Richard Smith and Willie Zhang will have the honor and privilege leading great men and women like Sergeant First Class Casoda, a decorated veteran of 2 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan, a member of the Corps of Non-Commissioned Officers that formed the backbone of the Army. And I'm sure Willie and Emma, after 4 years at West Point, you'll be trained and ready, and you're going to do us proud. So on behalf of the President of the United States and the Superintendent, gives Sergeant First Class Casoda and I great pleasure to present you both with certificates of appointment, welcoming you to the West Point class of 2023. Congratulations to you and your eyes.
I would like to thank all of our Community Award presenters for being here tonight, as well as thank you all for your service. Congratulations to Falcons on the awards you earned this evening. And now we would like to present our department awards. For the Department Falcon Award, teachers were asked to select students who demonstrated the exemplary qualities in such areas as academic, emotional, or athletic promise, motivation and dedication, passion for a class or a subject area, participation in classroom or school community, academic, emotional, or social growth, ethical behavior. Teachers, please call up your award recipients prior to the beginning of the biographies. Students, please come on stage when you hear your name, as we've been doing. To present the first Department Falcon Award, please welcome Rosa Velasquez, representing our AVID program.
Good evening. There you go. I'm Rosa Velasquez. I'm the AVID coordinator here at Torrey Pines High School, and I also teach math. AVID is a college readiness program designed to help first-generation college students that are underserved in colleges, or students that want a community sense to help them achieve that goal of going into a four-year university and graduating. So I would like to have our AVID standouts from our sophomore, junior, and senior class come on up. That's Kendall Katz, Maximus Clark, and Justin Pisuela. So I'm going to start with Kendall. Kendall Katz is an amazing student both on paper and in the classroom. She exemplifies what an AVID student is by staying on top of her work and contributing to the class in a positive way. She is extremely dependable, sweet, and hardworking. She's only a sophomore but has already done so much with her ability to be a strong academic student, do cheer, and be a role model for her younger brother. I cannot wait to see what she accomplishes over the next 2 years. And Maximus is new to AVID, but he's here, so he's doing great. Maximus is the embodiment of AVID leadership and brotherhood. He shows up to every event, readily promotes the AVID program to students and their parents, and participates in all fundraisers, even helping his peers to achieve their goals. Although new to the program, he has stepped up in every way, and we are so proud of his accomplishments. And Justin Pisuela. I have had the pleasure of teaching Justin for the past 4 years. He is one of the sweetest and kindest students I have ever had, both in and out of the AVID program. Every year I have worked with him, he has surpassed my expectation on how dependable he is and how much integrity he has. I am extremely proud of him and all of his accomplishments. I know he will do great at UC Merced. I will continue to mentor him, and I am super excited to see everything he does in the future.
Good evening, my name is Jim Anthony, and along with Shannon Estrick, we'd like to present a couple of awards to two deserving seniors tonight who will be splitting this giant $5 bill. I'd like to call up Gabby Plevy and Ishan Tour.
You know, Jim, someday when I have a daughter, I would want her to take all of our business pathway classes here at Torrey Pines, to volunteer to work with kids through the Study Buddies program, have extraordinary artistic abilities, speak multiple languages, be charming, have a radiant smile.
I think you just described Gabby Plevy.
You're right, I think I did. Gabby has not only been an exemplary student, but a major contributor to our business pathway here at Torrey Pines. She's taken Intro to Business, Marketing, Advanced Business Management, and she's taking the internship class where she's interning at Delmar Pines Elementary. Although she excelled in all of those classes, her most recent success has been leading her advanced business team to first place in the Regional Business Championship competition sponsored by Junior Achievement against 18 other teams across the county. She and her classmates started a company called Breveo, an app that matches students with potential contests and scholarships that won them multiple awards at different competitions, including the Ernst & Young Youth Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Gabby is the kind of student that every teacher hopes to have in their class. She goes above and beyond for every project, and she shows up with a smile on her face each and every day. She faces challenges head on and works even harder, and she's the true representation of what a Falcon should be: adaptable, driven, and passionate. Her energy and enthusiasm are contagious, and I can't wait to see the success that she'll have in the future. Thank you, Gabby, for proving that I truly have the best job in the world. So Jen, here we go again. I heard that your two sons are adopted, and I think that's really cool, but I'm wondering, would you ever do that again?
I'm not really sure. If I do, I want a son who's tall, good looking, and really smart. Two things that I was not in high school.
That's three things.
Maybe a tennis player, but really just someone who's cool, who's worldly, and someone that can just light up a room.
That's three more things that you weren't in high school. And I'm pretty sure you just described Ishan. Ishan knows how to make an impression, which is an important business skill. I first met Ishan about 3 years ago before I started teaching here at Torrey Pines. I came into Jim's class to observe his Intro to Business class, and of course, in typical Jim fashion, he made Ishan stand up in front of the whole class and present his elevator pitch on the spot. As a 10th grader, he stood up in front of the class and spoke about himself for exactly 60 seconds with such confidence. The whole class applauded and shouted his name. I could not have been more impressed, and I never forgot that. Fast forward years later, I get Ishan in both my marketing and advanced business class. He continues to be confident, yet still incredibly humble. He's a leader, but an equally good listener and motivator. He's a natural speaker. He's kind, and he comes to class with a smile on his face every single day. In 2 years, I have never heard him complain once, and that is saying a lot for a second semester senior. He's also a star tennis player. He's currently in 4 APs and in advanced classes senior year, which again is saying a lot for a senior. And he is soon heading off to start an amazing adventure at the University of Texas School of Business. I knew when I met him his sophomore year he was going to be insanely successful one day. And now that one day is approaching, and although I'm so sad to say goodbye, I'm so excited for him. Congrats, Sean.
Hi, I'm Kelly Laughlin, and I'm representing CTE in the Culinary Arts programs. And I would like to call up Eugene Jeannie Lee, Patricio Lopez, and James Hughes. So these students have all, almost completed 2 years of the Culinary Arts pathway, and they're honestly amazing. I've been so blessed with just really good students the past few years that have come through this program, and these three just stood out for multiple reasons. So Jeannie jumped into the class after, I think, a month of year one, and so she had to catch up pretty quickly. The students had already learned like their measurement, knife skills, and Jeannie just jumped in and worked harder than anybody else, I feel like, to try to be right with every other student. Jeannie's super funny and just makes me laugh every single morning coming in, and she's just a wonderful person to be around. She works great with any student she's been put within a group, and she's also an amazing artist, and watching her plate her food has been so fun because she loves to bring that artistic ability to it. So congratulations, Jeannie. I'm going to miss you next week. James, oh gosh. This is so sad you guys are leaving, and I want to teach you another year. James has been one of my most fun students to watch cook. I love it. I absolutely love cooking, and I love students that love cooking, and so James and I get along very well because we just love food and love cooking. I don't like waste at all. Like, I hate waste. And so anytime we have minimal leftover ingredients, I'm like, James, do something with it. And his turmeric french fries are something I still dream about to this day. They're so good, oh my gosh. This year has just been really fun because all of these students are encouraged to modify recipes. And it's been really fun, especially with James, seeing you try everything. Like, you'll try anything, and just being super open to new ingredients, new recipes, and just putting his own twist on things. So it's been great having you this year. Patricio, you are one of the kindest, most helpful, and just honestly motivated students I've had the joy of teaching. It's been really great getting to know you these past few years, and it gets a little crazy sometimes when you have a time limit and you have to get a recipe done and things don't always go well, but you are always one of the most calm, collected people, and it's just so nice to watch. Our French teacher is going to get so mad at me, but one of the main things I want the students to walk away with is mise en place, which again I'm butchering, but that's a French term that means everything in place, and the goal is that when you get ready to cook, everything you need is arm's distance. And Patricio, yours is always perfect. It's just, I walk by and I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. It really is. Just watching him cook, it's always calm over there, and I love it. So it's been just great getting to know you these past 2 years, and I'm going to miss not having you in class next year.
Evening, everyone. My name is Eric Nagar. I am the automotive and engineering teacher here at Torrey Pines. I have a unique perspective with this school, having graduated from here. Doesn't feel like that long ago, but class of '97. So the two students I'd like to award tonight, I'll call up individually. I'd like to talk about Noah Strobsher. Teaching in hands-on applied tech classes, automotive, woods, engineering, you really get to see a lot of different sides of students and see them excel and struggle and troubleshoot and problem solve through real-world application of all the things they've learned in all of their education in the previous 12 years. And Noah is probably the best student I've seen in overcoming problems, looking at solutions, and staying positive about it throughout the whole thing. This is partly due to him spending his odd days rather, in the auto shop pretty much from 7 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon, sometimes longer. But he spent a fair amount of the year here building a off-road vehicle that took a lot of engineering, design work, a lot of fabrication skills that Noah very quickly picked up, learned as I worked with him, and saw that he was motivated and willing to do it. And it's been an amazing time having him in the class. I'm sad that he's leaving us, really. I thought about holding him back, just keep him for another year. But I'm proud to be able to give him this award and recognizing that he's an amazing fabrication student. He's going to go on to make great things, and I'm sure we'll see them on the road somewhere. Next student is Mark Mauzet. Mark, also phenomenal as far as troubleshooting, problem solving, and applying all of those English, history, math, science skills that you probably hated learning in those classes. But I will say with students that I've had in respect to measurement, precision, thoroughly being able to work through any problem, Mark is exceptional, above exceptional. Simple things that have been an art that's lost, like working on carburetors. Mark is the best person, not the best student I've ever had, the best person I've ever seen working with a carburetor. It's an art that's dying. There's a ton of classic cars, motorcycles, generators, lawnmowers, things out there that still need carburetor work, but it's amazing watching a student be truly thorough and hammer through those. Mark's also been a backbone of our entire CTE program here at Torrey Pines, helping John Tater, the woodshop teacher, and I repair machines and helping manufacture and replace parts as obsolete parts have broken or failed or just worn out from years of use. And Mark's machine skills have really helped us. He got to spend last summer making parts for SpaceX and other aerospace companies, working at a company here locally, and he's probably going to return to that this summer because he enjoys working with very, very expensive metals and expensive machines way too much. So it's going to be great to see Mark making parts that are out flying in space. He definitely has a few that are out there orbiting the Earth right now, and I'm sure there will be a lot more in his future.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Callender, and I am the Department Chair of English. Could I have the following students come on stage? Marco Napolitano, Amanda Yen, Lauren Grove, Noah Garcia. So our English awards are chosen by the whole English department. English teachers gather together and we bandy about names, and we kind of, give a little blurb about each student and why they think they deserve this award. And so this year we have these esteemed students. I'm going to begin with Marco Napolitano. Both Mr. Collins and Ms. Lopez wrote this little blurb for you, so you know that this comes from their heart. Marco Napolitano is an exceptional writer. He writes with grace and fluidity that is extremely easy for the reader to follow, while simultaneously getting his main points across with clarity and conviction. Marco is also an outstanding thinker and listener, and his contributions to class discussions always showed a thorough understanding of the topic at hand. Most importantly, the positive attitude and sense of respect for others that Marco brought to class on a daily basis will give him the foundation he needs to be successful in the future. Congratulations, Marco, and thank you for all you have done for Torrey Pines, and good luck at Notre Dame. Amanda Yen, I'm going to step so we can forward, just so we can know who's who. Amanda Yen is a lover of literature and a brilliant writer, so says Ms. Lopez. Her dynamic writing, meted with her critical and analytical thoughts, have made her a pleasure to teach. An insightful reader with a curious mind, she has been a strong contributor to her English classes throughout all 4 years at Torrey Pines. Beyond her scholarly skills, Amanda is a talented storyteller. She has twice been selected to represent Torrey Pines in the Rancho Santa Fe Literary Society writing contest, and twice she has won the prize. According to Ms. Lopez, being able to read her uniquely crafted work in creative writing has been a treat, and whatever career she decides to pursue, she will take with her the skill and talents of a writer far more mature than her age. And she's off to Georgetown, so they'll be lucky enough to read your wonderful stories. Congratulations. Lauren Grove. I have been lucky enough to teach Lauren for 2 years, first in English 10 honors and then this past year in AP Literature. Lauren is a voracious reader, and in turn, this has made her a deeply critical thinker. Whether it is the enigmatic John Donne sonnet, a dense Shakespearean tragedy, or a provocative feminist dystopia, Lauren understands the subtle nuances of wordplay and character development. Whenever I threw out a difficult question and there would be a prolonged silence, I knew, and so did the rest of the class, if I waited long enough, Lauren would raise her hand and answer it correctly. This analytical skill served her well, this analytical skill served her well in her essays. Not only does she understand the depth of the text, but she also has the ability to wax lyrical about it in her writing. It is true that reading her essays was often akin to reading a road map with all the stars and arrows directing me to read which sentence first. But nevertheless, it was always worth the trip to read such eloquent essays. And I expect many of our English professors at Stanford will feel the same way next year. Congratulations. For those of you who recognize this allusion, the last one is my scarecrow. I have tortured Noah for the last 3 years in a row. First in Honors 10 English, then in AP Seminar, and lastly in AP Literature. So much to say in a short time. Noah is perpetually curious. He is a true seeker of knowledge and enjoys sharing it with others. Class discussions were always lively because Noah shares his provocative opinions, challenging his peers to think critically. But he also likes to challenge himself. He enrolled in the first AP Seminar class offered at Torrey Pines High School with little information on the course, but an eagerness to hone his research skills. In his senior year, he decided to take Journalism 1, further cultivating his writing skills. It is this thirst for knowledge and willingness to go out of his comfort zone that will serve him well in university. And true to his adventurous spirit, Noah will set out for the plains of the University of Nebraska next year, continuing to grow and flourish as a person.
Good evening. I'm Joanne Serrano, and we represent the English Learner Development Program, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Sharon Cardenas, Lima Koestani, Haruto Kuzumaki, and Chris Wynn. At Torrey Pines, we have nearly 160 students from about 20 different countries, and they are here learning English, and many of them are challenging themselves and taking honors and AP classes. And I'll let the other teachers.
Sharon is incredibly positive, kind, and a joyful presence in class. She works very hard to succeed and puts in extra effort every single day. What truly separates Sharon from many of the other finest students is her energy and her positivity. She enters the classroom every day with a bright, beautiful smile that lights up the room. She's very inclusive and compassionate of the people around her and makes sure they feel welcome. She's a phenomenal student and has the drive to perform with excellence in every task, no matter how large or how small. The impeccable attention and detail that she gives to every assignment demonstrates respect she has for herself, the respect that she has for her teachers, and her love for her overall learning. She has worked tirelessly to learn academic English and has challenged herself this year with an AP course. Sharon cares more than just about a grade. She truly wants to learn and to grow as a student and as a young woman. She conducts herself with grace and humility at all times. There are great successes in her pathway.
And just to add on to Sharon, thanks for teaching me Zumba this year, because she led our Zumba club. She's really good at it. I'm going to talk about Naruto. Hello, Naruto. I'm glad you're here. Naruto is completing his 3rd year in the English Learner Program. During this time, his skills have just improved tremendously. He arrived here in Japan in 9th grade, spoke little to no English, and is just really, really excelling straight A's in all of his college prep classes, on his way to regular English next year. In Math 3, his math teacher says he excels conceptually, doesn't allow his limited English skills to hinder his performance. There's a lot of English in math nowadays. He advocates for himself, always takes extra time to showcase deeper research. Naruto always strives for 100% in everything he does, and even so in his art classes, which is where his interests and talents truly surface. On top of all this, Naruto is incredibly polite, kind, and respectful, a friend to everyone, really a joy to have in class. We've seen so much growth in him in the last few years, and as a student in all academic areas, we're just so proud of his accomplishments and wish him the best of luck in the mainstream program next year and as a senior.
I have also had the pleasure of having Chris Wynn in my class, and I describe him as a critical thinker who asks questions that are beyond the lines of instruction. He is intellectually curious and never shy about his inquiry, even when language may stump him for a moment. He's a student who loves to learn and never asks about his grade, perhaps due to his confidence that he always rises to any challenge. Chris's language acquisition has soared this year, as his love for learning exceeds any hesitance an English language learner may have in speaking in front of his peers. In addition to his academic excellence, Chris is caring and kind at all times. He asks everyone how their weekend went and how their day is going. He speaks of the love he has for his family, and he's so proud of his home country. He is a breath of fresh air. His achievements will go far, for he is not just an excellent student, but a concerned and caring young man.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Owen. I'm here to represent the leadership on campus, so I'm representing ASB as well as PALS. I think the two groups need no introduction because the way I like to describe them is the party and the heart of the campus. So I'd like to call up our 3 recipients, Lindy Byrne, Ari Bielakowski, and Annabelle Finn. I'm going to start out discussing Lindy Byrne. Lindy has been a dedicated leader of the TPHS ASB for 4 years. In her senior year, Lindy served as the ASB student body president, working tirelessly to train, plan, and execute all the needed details to our mini school events. Under Lindy's leadership, TPHS continued to be friendly, spirited, and a community where staff and students grow and learn together. Thank you, Lindy, for making such a difference for so many Falcons. Ari has been a key part of the TPHS ASB for 3 years. Throughout these years, Ari's filled roles in philanthropy, assemblies, and as a representative to the school board. This year, Ari dedicated his time to planning the community-wide event for cancer called the Coach C-Walk. And under his leadership, this event helped to bring the Falcon family together in unison to help families in need. Thank you for your outstanding leadership, Ari. Annabelle has the qualities that we look for in a student in our program. As a pal, she's caring, empathetic, and has a unique awareness of herself and those she's working with, as well as her surroundings. She has a natural ability to make those around her feel welcome and comfortable. And as a junior, Annabelle served in the PAL leadership and was selected by her peers to be our president for the 2019-2020 school year. I have looked to Annabelle when I need advice and direction for projects. I looked at her for strategies in implementing our activities, and she has had a profound impact on our program. And I have been incredibly lucky to have you in this program. Thank you so much, Annabelle.
Again, I'm here to also present the Math Awards. So I'd like to please have David Vapnik, Sophia Chen, and Spencer Schroff. Now start with David. So David has been a standout in all of his honors and AP math classes at Torrey Pines. He is intuitive, intelligent, persistent with problem solving, and is mathematically gifted. David is an independent learner and has an open mind to think critically about mathematics or any problem. He helps his peers to clarify ideas taught in class and articulates solutions to problem solving strategies. His peers look to him for help with challenging problems. David's attention to detail is exceptional. He is extremely attentive in class and has a great positive attitude. David plans to study data science, computer science, and economics at MIT. We wish David much success in his future endeavors and wish him all the best in his academic pursuits. And this is from Mrs. Brown and your math teachers that couldn't make it. And Sophia is a wonderful young lady and truly a pleasure to have in her most advanced math classes. Consistently at the top of her class, Sophia earns perfect or near perfect scores on each exam, and she contributes well to discussions and asks insightful questions. Other students seek her out for assistance and look to her as a model of achievement. Sophia's projects always have that something extra that stands out from the crowd, such as teaching multivariable calculus concepts to her project partner, adding random bubble graphics to early advanced topics assignments, applying her interest in volleyball to interactive computer animations, or working with neural networks to identify sarcasm in news headlines. Sophia's good-natured personality, passion for learning, and talent for mathematics has earned her this Mathematics Department Award. And last but not least, Spencer is an outstanding young man whose confidence, consideration of others, and depth of knowledge are admired by his classmates. When he started at Torrey Pines, Spencer was a shy young man. However, he soon became quite the star in the class due to his well-composed words as he articulated problems and solutions done in the class to his peers. Spencer is well known within his math classes for studying the material ahead and being the most prepared as he is reviewing material while others are learning it for the first time. Spencer's project's work stands out. For example, as a junior, he experimented with machine learning functionality for a simple classifier of infinite series, and now he built his own generative adversarial network to have a computer generate images of movie posters using state-of-the-art artificial intelligence concept. Ooh. Having Spencer in class is like having another teacher. He is intuitive and very academic and sincere with his work. He genuinely enjoys learning and teaching and is quite an intellectual in his mathematical interests and pursuits. Spencer is well deserving of this Mathematics Department Award.
Hi, I'm Mia Boardman-Smith. I'm here on behalf of the Falconer newspaper program, along with Eric, who's here for the yearbook. I'd like to call up Kayan Ko, Farhan Hossein, and Angela Liu. Please forgive my informality. I'm here, we're putting out the last issue of the paper tonight, so it might be a late night for me. Kayan is the first of the three kids I'll talk about tonight who have been in my charge all 4 years of high school. They all started out in Journalism 1 as freshmen and then came on the newspaper staff, enrolled in advanced journalism for the following 3 years. So we've been together for 4 years. My work as advisor of the newspaper affords me really close relationships with the kids on the paper, especially the ones who become the top editors. We spend a lot of time together, and they never fail to impress me with their long hours of dedication, their dedication to journalistic principles and to the First Amendment, and getting to spend time with them is really one of the great joys of my career. Kayan, who is assistant editor-in-chief of the Falconer this year, is like a stealth airplane. She frequently is off the radar, but she has tremendous effect on the paper. Her quiet, reserved nature belies her tendency to take difficult, important stories that require difficult and hard-to-get interviews. Some of the stories she is most proud of in her Falconer career are a feature on bad dreams, a feature spread on anti-Semitic graffiti and other hate vandalism on campus, a new story on the new Carmel Valley Middle School principal that debunked many of the rumors surrounding her hiring. Kai will attend Berkeley next year and major in public health, furthering an interest she cultivated during the prestigious Borlaug-Braun international internship. She is especially interested in food security as it relates to public health. I'm so proud of her. Farhan is a kid from a math and science family whose interests run to the humanities. His mom, Zakiya Chowdhury, is one of the most popular math teachers on campus. Farhan impressed me from the very first day of Journalism 1 with his strong sense of a story, his natural instincts about sources, and his fearless interviewing. He is a true investigative journalist who loves the challenge of a story that may ruffle some feathers, but provide essential information. As co-editor-in-chief this year, Farhan was a strict taskmaster, eliciting the best from his reporters, resulting in our 7th place Best in Show award at the Spring National High School Journalism Convention in April, where hundreds of schools competed. Some of the stories Farhan is most proud of are an investigative piece on the flow water machines installed on campus. Farhan had water samples independently tested and found the water in them was more contaminated than the water in the water fountains and had the machines replaced. A feature for a spread on immigration in which he followed an undocumented Torrey Pines student. The story won a Scholastic Arts and Writing National Gold Medal in Journalism. A new story covering the TPHS alumna Sarah Jacobs' congressional run. A feature spread on academic cheating. The Carmel Valley Principal Hire, which he wrote with Kai, and a story on the Torrey Pines alumnus Josh Malamuth, who has moved on to a successful career in television as a writer, producer, and showrunner. Farhan also moderated the District School Board 2018 School Board Candidates Forum for all the district student journalists. He will attend Berkeley next year and will major in business administration and economics. Angela Liu is another powerhouse in a small package with a tiny voice. Like Kai, Angela's size and soft voice mask a gargantuan appetite for the truth. She served as co-editor-in-chief with Farhan this year and exerted her influence in subtle but vital ways, providing a stellar example of journalistic curiosity and integrity, a towering work ethic, and relentless research and interviewing. She is equally responsible for our national award, as is Kai. Some of the stories Angela is most proud of are her series on the Torrey Pines High School recycling program, or lack thereof. She found the school is out of compliance with state mandates for recycling. Her monumental story on the United Nations and IPCC special report on climate change, for which she and others interviewed a Nobel laureate climate scientists and many other climate experts and had to distill very complex information. Her coverage of the Nick Leslie Memorial fundraiser after Torrey Pines alumnus Nick Leslie was killed in a terrorist attack in Nice, France. Her front page story on significant class scheduling conflicts at the beginning of the 2016-17 school year, when we first switched over to the 7-period schedule. Angela will attend Stanford in the fall and major in environmental science.
Hello, I'm Eric Presley, and I'm going to call up Campbell Bymiller and Morgan Traeger. So, as a new yearbook advisor, I was kind of caught as a deer in the headlights. But these two, I think they probably taught me more than I had taught them at all. The whole class was an amazing group of kids. It was really, really hard to choose a couple from the group. So I did a poll, and it turns out not only do I think these two are amazing, but their peers all think they're amazing as well. So for Campbell, Campbell is a consummate nerd. What that means. She eats, sleeps, and bleeds yearbook. Anytime help was needed with something, she would be the first volunteer and was always did it with a smile. To the point where whenever I asked for something, I would, it would be like the Hermione thing. And she'd be putting her hand up and I'd be waiting for somebody else and I'm like, okay, Campbell, you can do it. Her exuberance for yearbook was infectious and was often the lead cheerleader getting us through those long nights at deadline. She's a joy to have in yearbook and will make a great editor-in-chief next year. Morgan, she is an inspiration to all the yearbook staff. As co-editor-in-chief, she was in charge of the look and feel of the book, doing the majority of the design work herself. How to deal with new design software, a new yearbook room, and worst of all, a new yearbook advisor. She took the challenge head on and succeeded phenomenally. She and Max led the team to success with great dignity. And I gotta say, they did an amazing job. I think you will all find out on Saturday when the book is distributed what an amazing job they did, and it's been my pleasure to be their advisor this year.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brian Willis. I'm the head of the science department, so I represent
crazy stuff like biotechnology and restriction enzymes and chemistry, just about everything. So once again, I'm here presenting, and after going through the rigorous peer review process, after many fantastic candidates, we're able to distill down to 3 fantastic students here that represent the Torrey Pines Science Department. Going to have Megan Sparrow, Nina Mao, and Colin Boothman, please come on. Megan was nominated by Miss Newell, and she's an 11th grader, so she is obviously an outstanding student. We tend to focus on seniors for these kinds of awards, but she was such a standout that Miss Newell insisted she made the cut. Miss Newell said, "I have the extreme pleasure of having Megan in my classroom not once but twice, both college prep and EP bio. She's an incredibly hardworking and kind young woman. She always brings positivity to the classroom. She brings energy up wherever she goes. Her academic record is impeccable with A+ in almost every course. She gives 100% effort in everything she does, and it shows. I wish I could have a classroom filled with students like her. I know she will go on to be successful in everything she does." Nina is also my student. I'm going to read the school stuff, but I want to just talk about my impressions of Nina real quick. Nina finished every single test every single time. And I remember I gave a really difficult test that involved a lot of calculations where students were calculating the amount of energy based upon fuel efficiency, and they were taking the amount of gallons of gasoline and the energy in gasoline and ultimately a sea of conversion factors, and they had to convert it into double cheeseburger energy equivalents. Nina ninjally turned in her paper. I was shocked that it was done so fast. I just had to go over and pee. And I almost teared up. The accuracy, the detail, and sophistication. I can obviously tell she's been through chemistry at Torrey Pines High School as well. So Nina's critical thinking skills, her ability to synthesize information, to take very complex ideas and distill them down, absolutely fantastic. Ms. Newell said, "Another phenomenal young lady. I taught her both in college prep and AP bio, and she was my lab assistant during 10th grade. This year she voluntarily helps out during her free period, so I can honestly say I've had the pleasure of working with her all 4 years of high school. She's so hardworking and incredibly trustworthy. Everything she does is high quality, and I've relied on her a lot for the years. Her academic record is excellent, and her course load is challenging each year. I will miss having Nina around next year while she's off sharing her many talents with her new college friends and professors." Colin's also this new student, but I was introduced to Colin when the biology teachers had a problem with the lab. We couldn't figure out how to redo this kind of drawing for a canyon study. And Ms. Newell said, "Oh, I have a student who's good at everything." I'm like, "Send him over." He volunteered to redo this whole map activity for the canyon study we do, and now it's a part of the ongoing packet we use every year. Will continue to be used at Torrey Pines for years and years and years. Ms. Newell says, "Colin's one of the most hardworking, dedicated, and inquisitive young people I've come across, and I will miss having him in my classroom. His energy is infectious, and he's incredibly well respected by his teachers and peers alike. Colin excels in everything he does and always goes above and beyond what's required. He's a Del Mar Beach lifeguard, a job he holds during the summer, and he's a volunteer firefighter, currently holding a emergency medical responder status. Colin will use these skills to pursue a career in the medical field with his final goal of being in the Uniformed Services Medical School after he receives his undergraduate degree. I believe with my whole heart that Colin will succeed at whatever he desires to do."
Good evening. My name is Catherine Mintz, and I'm the Social Science Department Chair. And this is Jeff Owen, and we're going to be giving the awards for social science tonight. So before we start, I'd like to welcome the following students: Alex Pistorius, Ishan Taluri, Stella Chung, and Anika Bromfott.
All right, we'll start off with Ishan. Ishan is an exceptionally well-rounded young man. He challenges himself academically. He's a talented athlete, and he stays current on world events. And on top of it, he's got an incredible sense of humor. Ishan has been a pleasure to have in my class. He's positive every day, and his presence is felt by everyone around him. I'm very lucky to have him in my class this year. Next candidate we're going to talk about is Stella. Stella is an incredibly mature young lady that seeks knowledge beyond the four walls of our classroom. She's actively engaged with her classmates, eager to work in groups, and is always ready to assist others. Outside of her dedication in the classroom, it's always a pleasure to see her tutoring, assisting, and guiding her speech and debate underclassmen in the B wing. I've enjoyed it every day working with you in class. Thank you very much.
Mr. Troop wrote about Anika that she, throughout her time at Torrey Pines, has displayed a thoughtful, mature, and inquisitive approach to the social sciences. Whether in world history or AP research, Anika has built on an already impressive array of skills to become one of our premier social science students.
My name is Sarah Morla, and I'm the Department Chair for Visual and Performing Arts. And we'd like to call up Catherine Brown and Guanyin Chen, please. I'm going to honor Catherine Brown. Kat has been a student of mine for the past 3 years in ceramics. She's taken ceramics as a sophomore, advanced ceramics, and AP Studio Art. And if there was another super advanced ceramics, she would have taken that too. She came to my class as a sophomore, and it was the first year that ceramics was offered here at Torrey Pines. So she's been on this journey of clay and everything with me from the beginning. She has transformed from a student who was a little nervous, I think, about being an artist to someone who has the true heart and soul of an artist. And I can't tell you that there are a few students in your career as a teacher that you meet who achieve that level, and she is one of them. And it's been an honor to be her teacher. She thinks about clay and ceramics in her spare time, which is really cool, I think. She's incredibly dedicated and talented and giving. We had an event this year for the first time that's called Empty Bowls, where students in our classes threw, which is when you work on the potter's wheel, is throwing, bowls that were then donated, and the proceeds went to Feeding San Diego. And every bowl that was thrown fed 15 people in San Diego County. And she threw over 50 bowls for this event, knowing that all of this went to this charity. So that was her time and energy. I can't thank her enough for being on this journey with me and helping to lead the rest of this ceramics crew. And I'm going to miss her so much. Thanks, Kat.
Hi, I'm Katie O'Brien, and I'm another visual arts teacher here at Torrey Pines. For the art award, I chose one of my AP art students, Guanyin Chen. This was a difficult choice for me because I have so many talented artists, and typically we do choose a senior, but Guanyin is actually a junior. I narrowed it down to a student who not only embodies the technical skills to be a great artist, but someone who has also demonstrated the emotional depth and maturity for self-expression, creativity, passion, and consistent work ethic during class and outside of class. Through these past 2 years, I have had the opportunity to see Guanyan's artistic skill blossom, as I have had him for AP drawing last year and AP 2D design this year. You can easily tell from how much time and work that Guanyan puts into each piece that he really loves to create and express his ideas through drawing and painting. And he is very skilled at putting meaning and metaphors into his artwork to express his ideas. I asked him when he started doing art, and he told me that when he was very young, that he loved the feeling of getting lost in his art making. Besides art, Guanyan also has a creative side with music. He plays the guitar and enjoys singing in his free time. He also participates in sports such as fencing and tennis, in addition to track and field. On a personal note, I'd just like to say that I have enjoyed watching Guanyan, and he probably doesn't even realize this, but I see how he interacts with all the students in the class, at the students at his table, and he has such a positive energy and such an encouraging demeanor. He's truly impressive as an individual. I wish I had more students like him. He's very respectable and knows how to do great things in his life. And one thing about art, a lot of people think that inspiration just comes to artists, but I disagree. I believe to manifest inspiration, the artist has to show up. And Guanyan's work ethic has shown that. He will be very successful in art and anything he pursues.
We are here to present the World Language Department Award. I'd like to welcome the following 4 students here. Please come up here. Stella Chan. Jose Valdez. Frank Crawford. Bobby Gallagher. I would like to start from the Spanish. The recipient for this award is Stella Chen. Congratulations. I have a from your teacher, Mrs. Youngblood. She said, Stella is an absolute pleasure in class. She possesses all the attributes of a scholar, interested in learning, contributing in class, and always helping others. Her interests also extend beyond the classroom, and she is an accomplished musician. She says she will miss you, Stella, and wishes you the very best. And I also like to add one more thing. I guess I had the pleasure of getting to know you through a shared club activities of my Japanese National Honor Society Club and your speech and debate team. And I was able to witness your excellent leadership as a president. And I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you. Receiving the World Language Department Award for Japanese is Jorge Valdez from my AP Japanese class. Jorge is a very dedicated student and always brings a positive energy to my class. His language ability is excellent. But what is more special about Jorge is his kind personality. He enjoys helping and shows deep compassion for others. As a person who already speaks 2 languages fluently, Japanese is the 3rd language for him, he knows that the language is the tool to connect people from different cultures. His coursework beyond just the language acquisition.
His work conveys a strong message about core values and touches everybody's heart. I'm very impressed by your passion and the language skill level that you have achieved in 4 years. Congratulations.
I'm Jessica Hunsberger, the French teacher and academic team coach. I'm giving the award, thank you, giving the award for Chinese first for Yifang Wang. She couldn't be here today, and that is for Grant Crockett. Grant also does a really great East Coast accent in the theater program. So I will just read what Yifang, Mrs. Wang, has written for you. He's an English speaker, but he shows his dedication and enthusiasm in mastering Chinese language. He always works hard and communicates with the instructor and classmates respectfully. He's always willing to help and encourage students. Congratulations, Grant. My award, I made this student promise me that he would be here tonight. Usually it's a secret about these awards, but it's a special thing, and I really wanted his family to be here. My award is for Arwen Raja, it's for French. And just to give you an idea of what a special guy Arwen is, I have 2 sections. I had 2 sections of French 2 last year, and this year I have 2 sections of French 3. Arwen got flip-flopped and separated from his friend group that's in his period 6, and when they caught wind that he has to go back to India before graduation, they got together and they threw him like a huge party on Friday. And somebody brought a cap and gown for him to wear, and it was just a really, really touching experience. So to just tell you a little bit about Arwen and his personality, the first day he came in, he was waiting by my door and asking for permission if he could come in, and I was like, yeah, of course. And for the whole year, he just had that really sweet, cultural practice of being really respectful, and just such a sponge. And in his own words, when I very first asked him about his language passion, he said, I have a flair for languages. And when I sent home a questionnaire to the parents about Arwen, like what would you want to tell me about your son? And they said he has a real flair for languages. So he came to us. He came to us speaking 3, and now he knows everything that I know about French grammar, because every time I give the students independent work, he comes like beeline right to my desk and is like, so tell me more about this futur intérieur. And so he knows everything that I know. What else did I not want to leave out? Congratulations, and if you'll indulge me, if all of you will indulge me, I know we've been here a long time. Thanks for sticking around. The cap and gown. And now to present the final award of the evening, the Golden Falcon Awards, I would like to welcome back up to the stage our principal, Rob Copo.
I mean, come on, is it a great day to be a Falcon or what? How cool is that? All right, we're almost there. You made it. I have the distinct honor to present the Golden Falcon Awards. The pinnacle award for this evening is our Torrey Pines High School Golden Falcon Award. The top senior male student and top senior female student will receive a certificate and their names on a perpetual plaque that hangs up in our admin wing. And apparently we have to stop giving it because there's only 2 places left, so next week's left here. The students that are selected for this are selected by our entire staff. First, the staff votes for the nominees, then the final nominees are sent out to all staff members for the final vote. These students are exemplary in the following areas: school and community service, ethical behavior, motivation to achieve, success in academics, well-rounded attributes. Additionally, these students are respected by peers and faculty, display promise for success beyond Torrey Pines, and model TP pride and excellence.
So unlike the other awards, I'm going to read a little bit and you'll probably be able to figure out who it is, and then I will invite that person to the stage. So our first Golden Falcon is someone who sets challenging goals for himself and works hard to achieve them. He's patient, kind, understanding, bright, reliable, and most importantly, trustworthy. He's a talented musician, and his parents describe him as an inspiration to them. What truly sets this student apart is his openness to others, his leadership, his willingness to help, and his patience as he works through a stressful situation. His maturity, talent, and intelligence all combine to make him a standout on campus. An important part of what makes this student such an inspiration to those around him is his genuine curiosity and his impressive work ethic. As a curious person, he seeks out challenges, looks for creative solutions, and is eager to learn. These traits will no doubtedly serve him well in college and life. On a personal note, this student let me sit in on his kit 3 years ago during back to school night as I mangled the jazz band's version of Welcome to the Jungle. I'm going to miss him very much. Our 2019 Golden Falcon Award winner is Noah Garcia. The next Golden Falcon is an incredibly spirited, kind, and motivated young woman who always gives 100%. She faces every challenge head-on and shows a level of gusto, enthusiasm, and stamina that far exceeds her peers. But most importantly, she has a huge heart that knows no limits. She brings laughter, positivity, and a light to every situation. I can tell you that when you're around her, her positivity is infectious. She has shared her enthusiasm as part of ASB, as a lifeguard, and her work with the Special Olympics. Even with her amazing capacity to tackle a heavy workload, her dedication to her friends and family, and her sincere care and compassion for others, this student is always humble and appreciative of any praise she receives. It has been my honor to work with her this year, and Torrey Pines will miss her very much. The 2019 female winner of the Golden Falcon Award is Jordan Naughton. On behalf of everybody at Torrey Pines High School, I want to thank you so much for sharing this special evening with us. Thanks for coming out. I think you know a little bit about what it means to say we are TP. Have a great night.